Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger staring back at you? Perhaps you've caught glimpses of anger, sadness, or fear in those reflections, parts of you that you don't want to acknowledge or show to the world. These uncomfortable feelings and thoughts are your shadow. What if you could embrace this shadow instead of hiding from it? Imagine the transformation you could undergo in just 30 days. You will become unrecognizable. Understanding the shadow self. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, introduced the concept of the shadow as the hidden aspects of ourselves that we often push away. Imagine a realm within you, a hidden landscape where your unexpressed thoughts, emotions, and desires reside. This is the shadow self. The shadow represents those parts of ourselves that we often hide or deny, our fears, insecurities, and traits we perceive as negative. Jung believed that the shadow is not inherently bad. Instead, it is a vital aspect of our psyche, holding the key to our personal growth and transformation. When we talk about the shadow self, we often think of it as a dark, foreboding entity. However, this perspective can be misleading. The shadow is not just our flaws, but also our potential, our creativity, and the traits we've repressed because they didn't fit societal expectations. It includes our passions, ambitions, and dreams that we may have buried under layers of self-doubt and fear. By embracing our shadow, we can unlock these hidden aspects and lead more authentic lives. Carl Jung identified 4 main archetypes that play crucial roles in our personalities: the persona, the shadow, the anima or animus, and the self. Each archetype serves as a lens through which we understand ourselves and navigate the world. The persona. The persona is like a mask we wear in public. Imagine attending a party and presenting your most charming self, laughing and mingling, while inside you might feel anxious or disconnected. This is the persona at work. It represents the social roles we play and the image we present to others. While the persona helps us fit in and function in society, it can also lead to a disconnect between who we truly are and who we appear to be. Philosopher Martin Heidegger spoke of being and being in the world, suggesting that our existence is intertwined with our social environment. We often mold ourselves to fit the expectations of others, leading to a superficial existence. When we become too attached to our persona, we may neglect our inner selves, resulting in feelings of emptiness or dissatisfaction. Consider the tale of the Emperor's New Clothes by Hans Christian Andersen. The emperor, blinded by his desire for social approval, wears an invisible suit crafted by conmen, believing it makes him appear more regal. The persona can be just as deceptive, leading us to wear a facade that masks our true feelings. The shadow. The shadow, as mentioned earlier, is the part of us that contains our repressed thoughts and emotions. Picture a shadow cast by a tree. While it may appear dark and ominous, it also creates a space for growth and reflection. Jung viewed the shadow as a crucial aspect of our psyche, holding both negative and positive elements. Many view it solely as a source of negativity, yet it houses our hidden strengths and gifts. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche explored the idea of the will to power, suggesting that our darker instincts drive us toward greatness. When we embrace our shadow, we harness this will to power, allowing us to confront our fears and limitations. Embracing the shadow allows us to integrate these aspects into our lives, fostering personal growth and deeper self-awareness. A modern-day example is the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. In this tale, Dr. Jekyll represents the controlled, socially acceptable self, while Mr. Hyde embodies the dark, unrestrained impulses lurking beneath the surface. The struggle between these two identities illustrates the battle many face with their own shadows. By recognizing and integrating our shadow, we can transform what was once a source of shame into a powerful force for good. The anima and animus. The anima in men and animus in women represent the feminine and masculine qualities within us, regardless of gender. Imagine a balanced yin-yang symbol where both light and dark coexist in harmony. Jung believed that integrating these qualities leads to a balanced and whole self. In many cultures, the anima is associated with nurturing, intuition, and emotion, while the animus embodies strength, logic, and assertiveness. When we reject or ignore these traits, we risk projecting them onto others, leading to conflicts in relationships and a lack of inner harmony. The philosopher Carl Rogers emphasized the importance of self-acceptance and understanding. When we acknowledge and accept our anima and animus, we cultivate empathy and compassion, enhancing our relationships and emotional intelligence. For instance, a man who embraces his anima might find himself more in touch with his emotions, enabling him to connect deeply with others. Conversely, a woman who integrates her animus might discover newfound confidence and assertiveness in pursuing her goals. The self. Lastly, the self is the archetype of wholeness. It symbolizes the unity of the conscious and unconscious mind and represents our true essence. When we integrate the other archetypes, we move closer to realizing the self, embracing all aspects of our being. The philosopher Socrates famously stated, "Know thyself," highlighting the importance of self-awareness in the pursuit of a fulfilling life. The self embodies this understanding as it encourages us to explore our inner landscape. As we acknowledge and integrate the persona, shadow, and anima animus, we journey toward wholeness. The journey of the hero's journey, as outlined by Joseph Campbell, also reflects this archetype. The hero must confront their fears and limitations, often represented by the shadow, to discover their true identity and purpose. This journey leads to transformation, allowing the hero to emerge more complete and enlightened. Now, what if all the struggles you're facing stem from a disconnection with your shadow self? Often, we experience challenges in life that seem insurmountable: self-doubt, fear of failure, relationship issues. These struggles can arise when we ignore or suppress our shadow, creating inner turmoil. By learning to embrace and unleash our shadow self, we can confront these challenges head-on. When we begin to acknowledge our shadow, we realize that our struggles are not just obstacles, but opportunities for growth. The fears and insecurities we face can guide us toward deeper understanding and acceptance of ourselves. This is not to say that the process is easy. Facing our shadow requires courage and vulnerability. However, it is through this journey that we find our true selves, transforming our struggles into stepping stones toward empowerment and authenticity. In recognizing the importance of our shadow self, we become more attuned to our desires and motivations. We learn to express our creativity, passion, and individuality without the fear of judgment. This newfound freedom can lead to profound changes in our lives, from improved relationships to a greater sense of purpose. Embracing our shadow doesn't mean we'll be free of difficulties or pain. Life is filled with challenges, but with a deeper understanding of our shadow self, we become more resilient. We learn to face our fears with compassion and curiosity, transforming them into allies rather than adversaries. These hidden aspects of ourselves are not something to be feared or shunned. Instead, they are vital parts of our journey toward wholeness. To truly embark on the journey of shadow work, we must first grasp the intricacies of our mind. Understanding the different aspects of our mind not only sheds light on why we act the way we do, but also how we can engage in meaningful shadow work. The mind isn't just one single entity. It's a complex structure made up of various aspects, each contributing to who we are. It plays a unique role in shaping our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. At its core, the mind can be divided into three primary parts: the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the unconscious mind. Each part has distinct functions and characteristics, influencing how we experience the world and interact with ourselves and others. The conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. The conscious mind is our immediate awareness, what we think, feel, and perceive in the present moment. It's like the tip of an iceberg, representing only a small portion of our mental landscape. The conscious mind allows us to reason, make decisions, and respond to our environment. It is here that we formulate intentions and set goals, directing our actions in a deliberate manner. Philosopher René Descartes famously stated, "I think, therefore I am," highlighting the importance of conscious thought in shaping our identity. However, the conscious mind has limitations. It can only hold a limited amount of information at once and is often influenced by biases and emotions. When we engage in shadow work, we often start with the conscious mind, reflecting on our thoughts and behaviors to identify patterns or triggers. Beneath the conscious mind lies the subconscious, a vast reservoir of memories, experiences, and learned behaviors. This part of the mind operates quietly in the background, influencing our actions and feelings without our direct awareness. The subconscious mind stores everything from our childhood experiences to social conditioning, shaping our beliefs about ourselves and the world. Carl Jung likened the subconscious to a treasure chest filled with both valuable insights and hidden fears. While we may not actively recall these memories, they continue to affect us on a deep level. For instance, if someone faced criticism as a child, they might carry feelings of inadequacy into adulthood without realizing the root cause. Engaging in shadow work requires us to delve into this reservoir, uncovering hidden emotions and beliefs that may be holding us back. Philosopher Plato explored the concept of the subconscious in his allegory of the cave, where prisoners are chained and can only see shadows on the wall, representing limited perceptions of reality. Just as the prisoners must break free to see the outside world, we too must confront our subconscious to gain a clearer understanding of ourselves. The deepest layer of the mind is the unconscious, a realm filled with instinctual drives, repressed memories, and unresolved conflicts. This part of the mind is often inaccessible to our conscious awareness, yet it profoundly influences our thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses. The unconscious can be likened to a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of our psyche, containing aspects of ourselves that we may be unwilling or unable to confront. Jung believed that the unconscious holds the key to our shadow self. Within its depths lie the fears, desires, and traits that we have pushed away, fearing they are unacceptable or harmful. The unconscious often manifests in dreams, slips of the tongue, or unexpected emotional reactions, providing glimpses into the aspects of ourselves that need attention. Our unconscious drives shape our desires and ambitions. This helps us uncover the motivations that fuel our actions and learn to integrate them into our conscious experience. This integration is essential for effective shadow work, as it enables us to confront and embrace our hidden aspects. The role of emotions. Emotions are another critical component of understanding the mind in relation to shadow work. Often, our emotions serve as signals, alerting us to aspects of ourselves that require attention. When we experience discomfort, anxiety, or anger, these feelings may be rooted in unresolved conflicts within our shadow. For example, consider the emotion of jealousy. It may seem negative, but it can reveal underlying insecurities or unmet needs. Rather than suppressing or ignoring feelings like jealousy, we can use them as a starting point for exploration. By asking ourselves why we feel a certain way, we can trace the emotion back to our shadow and uncover the deeper beliefs or fears that fuel it. In the teachings of Buddhism, there's a concept called mindfulness, which encourages us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we create a safe space to explore our inner landscape, allowing us to approach our shadow with curiosity rather than fear. This gentle exploration can lead to profound insights and healing, ultimately enabling us to live more authentically. Now that we understand the different aspects of the mind, we can begin to engage in shadow work effectively. Embracing the hidden within. The first step in unleashing your shadow self is to recognize its presence. This process requires honesty and courage, as it involves facing parts of yourself that may feel uncomfortable or even frightening. Think of the shadow as an entity that lives within you, one that has been shaped by your experiences, societal expectations, and internalized beliefs. Recognizing the shadow means acknowledging that it exists, whether you want it to or not. When you begin to observe your thoughts and feelings, pay attention to moments of resistance. What thoughts do you dismiss or ignore? Are there emotions you habitually push aside? These are often indicators of your shadow self at play. Allow yourself to confront these aspects instead of shying away from them. When you can confront these feelings, you'll discover a wellspring of insight into your motivations, fears, and desires. Once you recognize your shadow, it's important to learn its language. The shadow communicates through various means: our instincts, gut feelings, and reactions to certain situations. Often, it presents itself through our triggers, which are emotional responses to particular events or interactions. For instance, if you find yourself feeling irrationally angry when someone criticizes you, this reaction may reveal an aspect of your shadow that feels inadequate or threatened. By observing these triggers, you can begin to understand what your shadow is trying to tell you. Consider a time when you felt a strong reaction to someone else's behavior. Ask yourself questions such as, what specifically triggered my anger? Does this remind me of a past experience? What part of myself do I feel is being challenged or exposed? Engaging with these questions can help you uncover deeper truths about your shadow self. Once you have begun to recognize and understand your shadow self, the next step is embracing its duality. Life is not black and white. It is a spectrum of experiences, emotions, and identities. Accepting the existence of your shadow does not mean you must act on every impulse or thought it presents. Instead, it means recognizing that these aspects are part of you and can be harnessed for growth. Embracing your shadow means allowing yourself to experience the full range of human emotions. It involves acknowledging your anger, fear, or sadness without judgment. When you accept these feelings, they lose their power over you. Instead of being reactive, you become proactive, allowing these emotions to inform your decisions rather than control them. For example, consider the notion of anger. Anger is often seen as a negative emotion, something to be suppressed. However, it can also be a catalyst for change. When you feel anger, rather than burying it, reflect on what it signifies. Is it a call to assert yourself, or does it highlight an injustice you wish to address? By reframing your relationship with anger, you can transform it into a force for empowerment rather than a destructive impulse. Integrating your shadow self involves weaving its lessons and insights into your everyday life. This does not mean that you must express every aspect of your shadow openly. Instead, it's about finding balance. When you integrate your shadow, you allow its power to enrich your personality and experiences without letting it dominate your actions or decisions. For instance, if you have discovered a repressed creative side within your shadow, you might channel that energy into artistic pursuits. Whether it's painting, writing, or dancing, expressing your creativity allows you to honor that part of yourself. Similarly, if you uncover feelings of jealousy or insecurity, consider how they can inform your personal growth. Instead of acting out of jealousy, use it as motivation to strive for your own goals or to appreciate what you have in your life. Philosopher and author Rollo May spoke about the importance of integrating the shadow in his book, The Courage to Create. He emphasized that creativity arises from the tension between our conscious intentions and our unconscious impulses. By embracing our shadow, we tap into a deeper well of creativity and insight, allowing us to become more authentic and dynamic individuals. As you learn to unleash and integrate your shadow self, remember that self-compassion is crucial. This journey is not about perfection or eradication of undesirable traits. It's about understanding, accepting, and ultimately embracing the whole of who you are. The more you engage with your shadow, the more you'll come to see that it's not something to be feared, but a vital part of your personal evolution. Everyone has a shadow, and everyone struggles with aspects of themselves they would prefer to hide. When you approach your shadow with kindness and curiosity rather than shame or fear, you create space for growth and healing. Consider the words of the philosopher Lao Tzu. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. In knowing yourself, shadow and light, you will cultivate wisdom that not only enriches your life, but also enhances your relationships with others. This journey into the depths of your being is ultimately a journey toward wholeness, a celebration of all that you are, including the shadow self that seeks to be seen and understood. When you actively engage with your shadow, you begin to tap into potential that has long been buried. Many people go through life feeling unfulfilled or lost, often attributing this discontent to external circumstances. However, as you learn to embrace and integrate your shadow, you start to realize that much of this feeling stems from unrecognized or unexpressed aspects of yourself. The skills, creativity, and insights that reside in your shadow can be unlocked, leading to a newfound sense of purpose and direction. For example, think about someone who has suppressed their artistic abilities due to fear of judgment or criticism. By confronting their fear and exploring the feelings tied to their shadow, they may uncover a passion for painting that brings them immense joy. This passion not only fulfills them, but also enriches their life and the lives of those around them. They become a source of inspiration, showing others the beauty of embracing their hidden talents. Carl Jung believed that the process of confronting and integrating the shadow leads to what he called individuation, a journey towards self-realization and wholeness. This journey involves recognizing and accepting all parts of ourselves, which fosters a deep sense of authenticity. As we become more authentic, we are empowered to make choices that align with our true selves, leading to a life that feels more genuine and fulfilling. Building resilience through acceptance. Engaging with your shadow self is also a path toward building emotional resilience. Life is filled with challenges and setbacks, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or defeated. However, when you understand that your shadow contains the keys to your strengths, you can navigate life's difficulties with greater ease. When faced with adversity, you can draw upon the wisdom you've gained from your shadow work. The anger you once feared can become a source of strength, propelling you to stand up for yourself and pursue your goals. The vulnerabilities you once tried to hide can transform into compassion and understanding for others facing their own struggles. This resilience allows you to approach life with a sense of empowerment rather than defeat. Consider the metaphor of the phoenix rising from the ashes, a powerful image of transformation and rebirth. Just as the phoenix must embrace the fire to be reborn, so must we confront the discomfort of our shadow to experience renewal and growth. By allowing our shadows to guide us rather than dictate our lives, we can rise stronger and more vibrant than ever before. One of the most significant benefits of shadow work is the positive impact it can have on your relationships. When you understand your shadow, you also become more empathetic toward the shadows of others. You realize that everyone carries their struggles, fears, and insecurities, and this understanding fosters compassion and connection. In relationships, we often project our unresolved issues onto others. For instance, if you struggle with feelings of inadequacy, you might find yourself easily irritated by someone else's confidence. Recognizing this projection allows you to separate your feelings from their actions, paving the way for healthier communication and deeper connections. Moreover, as you embrace your shadow, you become more open to authentic vulnerability. This openness encourages others to do the same, creating an environment where genuine connection can flourish. Relationships built on honesty and understanding are often the most rewarding, as they provide a safe space for growth and transformation. Shadow work is not a one-time event, but rather a continuous journey. As you evolve and grow, new aspects of your shadow may emerge. This is a natural part of life, and it provides ongoing opportunities for self-discovery and integration. Embrace this journey with patience and curiosity, allowing yourself to evolve at your own pace. Think of shadow work as an ever-unfolding narrative, one that reflects your growth, struggles, and triumphs. As you face new challenges and experiences, remember that your shadow is always there, waiting to reveal hidden insights and lessons. Each layer you peel back brings you closer to a more authentic self, one that embodies both light and darkness. Engaging with your shadow self is an invitation to transformation, a call to embrace the fullness of who you are. As you learn to recognize, understand, and integrate your shadow, you unlock the potential for profound change in your life. You cultivate resilience, deepen your relationships, and create a life that reflects your true self. In the words of the philosopher Soren Kierkegaard, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Embrace the insights of your shadow as you continue to live forward, integrating its wisdom into every aspect of your life. This journey of shadow work may just lead you to a version of yourself that you never imagined possible, one that is authentic, empowered, and profoundly alive. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.